You know, success leaves clues. The rules self-made millionaires live by aren't just random tips, no. They're the blueprint for building a life that most people only dream of. These are people who started with nothing and built everything they have. Their lessons came from real life experience, years of trial and error, figuring out what works and what doesn't. They've already made the mistakes so you don't have to. No one teaches you how to build wealth. School doesn't prepare you for it. And if you're lucky, you might pick up a few tips along the way, but self-made millionaires have cracked the code. The rules aren't just advice. Discover the 15 life-changing rules they swear by to achieve massive success and how you can too. Number 1, start early, start small. The secret to wealth isn't just a sudden windfall. It's the small, deliberate steps you take over time. And there's one golden rule that most people overlook. So let's break this down. Starting small doesn't mean starting insignificantly. No, it means understanding the power of compounding, how small actions snowball into bigger outcomes over time. If you invest $100 every month, at first it might not seem like much, but over the years, with growth and reinvestment, that $100 doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Most people get stuck waiting for the perfect time or a big enough paycheck to start, but millionaires know there's no such thing. They start where they are with what they have and they focus on building habits, not results. They know the first $1,000 is harder to make than the first $10,000 because starting is what teaches you the game. Self-made millionaires don't wait, they act, they learn and they grow. Starting small isn't settling, it's setting the foundation for something extraordinary. Number 2, invest in yourself. If you've ever wondered what the real secret to wealth is, well, here it is. You are your greatest asset. Everything you achieve, your income, your investments, your business, it all depends on skills, knowledge, and mindset that you bring to the table. That's why self-made millionaires treat self-investment as sacred. Read books, take courses, and absorb knowledge from mentors to stay ahead. All of these count as investments in yourself. Knowledge is the one asset that appreciates over time, and no market crash can ever take it from you. Warren Buffett once said the best investment you can make is in yourself. That's not just a cute soundbite. It's not just a random quote. It's a rule self-made millionaires live by. They invest in their growth every single day because they know this. The more valuable you are, the more you can achieve, earn, and create. This topic really deserves a closer look, so today we have an exclusive daily session. We're diving into the psychology and neuroscience of self-investment, how shifting your mindset to see yourself as an asset can transform your life. Number 3, live below your means. If there's one rule that self-made millionaires swear by, it's this. Most people, when they start making more money, immediately upgrade their lifestyle. They get a bigger house, a flashier car, or the latest gadgets, thinking they've made it. But here's the reality. Wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and reinvest. Living below your means isn't about deprivation, it's about prioritizing. It's about understanding that every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you can put to work. Instead of buying things that lose value, self-made millionaires invest in assets that grow their wealth, stocks, real estate, or their own businesses. Think of it like this. Would you rather look rich or be rich? Living below your means is the key to ensuring that your wealth grows quietly, steadily, and powerfully over time. Number 4, focus on value creating. If you want to build lasting wealth, there's a shift in perspective you need. Stop chasing money and start chasing problems. Okay, so let's break this down. Most people think that wealth comes from working harder or longer hours, but that's not how millionaires play the game. They understand that money follows value. So solve a problem that matters to people and they will pay for it. So the bigger the problem, the more money flows your way. Imagine 2 businesses. One sells luxury candles and the other creates affordable solar-powered lights for remote villages without electricity. Both are selling light, but one is addressing a much larger, more pressing need. That is where the value lies in making a tangible difference in someone's life. Self-made millionaires spend their time asking questions like, what do people need but can't find? What's frustrating them? How can I make life easier, faster, or more enjoyable? The key is to stop thinking about how I can make money and start thinking how I can solve a problem. Money is a byproduct of making life better for other people. Number 5, make money work for you. There's a critical shift in thinking that separates the wealthy from everybody else. Money isn't just something you earn and spend, It's something you put to work. Most people trade time for money. You work 40 hours, you get a paycheck. But your time is finite, right? You only have so many hours in a day. So if time is your only income source, there's a hard cap on how much you can make. Wealthy people understand this limitation, which is why they focus on creating passive income money that works even when they're not physically working. Think of money as your employee. So instead of letting it sit idle in a savings account, earning pennies, you assign it a job. Whether it's invested in stocks, real estate, or a business, money that works creates more money. It compounds, it grows, and snowballs over time. Your money can either sit around doing nothing or it can hustle for you. Self-made millionaires always choose the latter. So what's your money doing right now? Number 6, master the art of saying no. At first, saying yes to everything might seem like the easiest path to success. That means you're grabbing every opportunity that comes your way, right? Yes to new opportunities, yes to networking events, yes to every investment pitch that comes your way. But you lose energy when you chase everything, and it stops you from focusing on the right things. Your attention and energy is like a flashlight. If you spread that beam too wide, the light becomes weak. But narrow it down, and that becomes powerful, enough to cut through the darkest night. That's what saying no does. It lets you focus your energy and resources on what truly matters. And it doesn't make you dismissive, it makes you deliberate. You learn to recognize that every yes is a commitment and every commitment pulls you in a direction. The question is this the direction you want to go? Saying no is how you guard your time, energy, and money. It's a reminder that focus isn't about what you add, it's about what you take away. It's what you eliminate. Number 7, don't let your lifestyle get too big. There's a trap that quietly steals wealth from even the highest earners: lifestyle inflation. It's sneaky because it doesn't feel like a problem, it feels like progress. You get a raise, a promotion, or an unexpected windfall, and suddenly that just fine apartment doesn't feel so fine anymore. You upgrade to a bigger place, a nicer car, and start eating out more often. Before you know it, the extra money you're making isn't growing your wealth, it's feeding your new, more expensive lifestyle. Self-made millionaires know this game. They understand the fastest way to grow rich isn't just to earn more. It's also about spending less. They keep their living expenses stable even as their income rises, channeling that surplus into investments that grow their net worth. Every time your income increases, pretend like it didn't. Save or invest that difference before you even have a chance to spend it. It's a simple discipline that separates the wealthy from the wannabes. Number 8, build multiply income streams. What would happen if your one source of income suddenly disappeared? Most people are taught to get a job and stick with it, but that's like balancing your entire financial future on a single leg. If that leg breaks, everything comes crashing down. Millionaires, on the other hand, think of income like a table and they add more legs to make it stronger and more stable. If you got a full-time job, that's one leg. But what if you added a rental property as a second leg, a side hustle selling products online as a third, investments in dividend-paying stocks as a fourth? Suddenly, even if one leg gets kind of shaky, the others hold that table steady. Be careful though, because building multiple streams does not mean starting 10 things at once. You add these layers and legs over time. Start with one solid stream, your job or business, and once that's stable, add another. Creating income is a marathon, not a sprint. The more legs your financial table has, the harder it is to knock over. This approach ensures financial security and accelerates wealth accumulation. And number 9, think long terms. If you're serious about building wealth, there's one mindset shift you have to make. Stop thinking in days or months and start thinking in years, or better yet, decades. Most people focus on what feels good right now. That's why they spend instead of save, binge instead of build, and choose instant gratification over future gains. But self-made millionaires play a completely different game. For them, every decision is a calculated step toward a long-term goal. When you start prioritizing future returns over immediate pleasures, you're no longer just living, you're building. Thinking about the long-term effect of all of the important decisions you make will help you to build a solid foundation in your life. You'll reap bigger and better rewards. Some people see long-term thinking as a sacrifice where you have to give up certain things, but really, it's a strategy for the life you actually want to live. Number 10, network strategically. You've probably heard this many times before, but it's so true, it's worth saying again. It's not just what you know, it's who you know and how you connect with who you know. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to be strategic about the way you network and find rooms filled with smarter, more experienced, and more innovative people. You grow so much faster when you learn from others who've already achieved what you're aiming for. If you can invest in your relationships with the same effort you put into your business or career, then ticking your goals off is going to be so much more fun and achievable. Number 11, understand and embrace risk. You can't build wealth without taking risks, but the difference between success and failure lies in how you take those risks. Self-made millionaires don't gamble, they take calculated risks. Now, everyone tends to fear risk because it feels like stepping into the unknown, but playing it safe also comes with its own set of risks. If you keep your money in a savings account, inflation will drain your buying power. I once felt sure my life was on the upward track because I believed there was still time for me to do the right thing. If you stay in your comfortable job forever, you end up capping your income potential. The real risk is staying stagnant while the world moves forward. Every successful venture starts with a risk, but you have to think about it like a multimillionaire would. You first research before you jump. You gather data, you look at the worst case scenario and make sure you can survive it. If the upside outweighs the downside, then you move forward. Secondly, you start small. Dip your toes into new opportunities before diving in so you can adjust and learn without losing everything. Third, you diversify. You have to spread that risk across multiple investments or ventures so one failure doesn't bring everything crashing down. Just remember, though, that no great reward comes without some level of risk. So don't fear or avoid it, respect it, study it, and then make it work for you. Number 12, delegate and outsource. Your time is worth more than you think. You can't do everything yourself, and most self-made millionaires don't even try. Instead, they focus their energy on high-value activities while delegating or outsourcing the rest. Your brain is a CEO, not an intern. If you spend your time on low-level tasks that anyone else could do, you're holding yourself back. Delegation isn't just a luxury, it's a tool for multiplying your impact. Every hour you spend on low-value tasks is an hour stolen from your goals. So start thinking of delegation as an investment, not an expense, and you'll see how quickly your productivity and success multiply. Number 13, avoid debt that doesn't build wealth. Debt can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The key is knowing the difference between the two. There's good debt and bad debt. Good debt is money you borrow to make more money. Think mortgages on rental property, student loans for high-paying careers, or business loans to grow your company. These types of debt, when managed well, create opportunities to build wealth. And bad debt, on the other hand, is like a financial black hole. High-interest credit cards, payday loans, or financing that shiny new car you can't afford. All of these trap you in a cycle of paying more for something that loses value over time. Millionaires steer clear of this kind of debt because they know it's the fastest way to destroy wealth. If the debt doesn't build your wealth or increase your earning potential, don't take it. Number 14, focus on ownership. If you want to understand the difference between being wealthy and just getting by, there's one word you need to embrace: ownership. Earning a paycheck is not the same as building wealth. When you work for a salary, you're only trading your time for money, and there are only so many hours in a day. But when you own something, whether it's a business, intellectual property, or investments, you're creating an asset that generates income even when you're not working. Ownership is where that magic happens. It's how you build wealth that lasts beyond a single paycheck or a single lifetime. It's how families create legacies. Look at brands like Disney, Microsoft, or even smaller ventures like local real estate empires. Behind every one of them is someone who understands the power of ownership. When you focus on ownership, you're not just working for money. You're building something that works for you. Number 15, learn from your failures, okay? Because success is built on a mountain of failures. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't the absence of mistakes, it's what they do with those mistakes. People fear failure because it feels like the end, right? But really, it's just a part of the process. Every mistake is a data point, a lesson, a stepping stone toward getting it right. In their world, failure isn't final, it's feedback. It's not something to avoid, it's something to embrace, at least when it happens. Each failure sharpens your skills, teaches you resilience, and brings you closer to that success. So next time you hit a roadblock, ask yourself, what's the lesson here? Because ultimately, failure is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Use it, learn from it, and then move forward wiser and more determined than before. And since you stuck with us until the end, we've saved a bonus for you. Time is their most valuable asset. Now, if there's one thing self-made millionaires understand better than anyone, it's this. Time is the ultimate currency. You can always earn more money, but time, once it's gone forever. Far too many people spend their time without a single thought, scrolling through social media, binge watching shows, or saying yes to things they don't even enjoy. You need to be guarding your time like a hawk, okay? Your time should have a purpose. It needs to go toward things that bring the highest returns, either financially, personally, or emotionally. Every day you get 24 hours deposited into your account. How you spend those hours determines whether you're building wealth or wasting it. Millionaires know that the return on an hour spent learning a new skill, closing a deal, or strengthening relationships far outweighs the small satisfaction you get from distraction. And don't forget to invest your time in things that recharge you as well, like exercise, quality time with your loved ones, or hobbies that fuel your creativity. Protecting your energy is just as important as protecting your calendar. These 15 rules have helped millions build their dream lives, and now it's your turn. If this video gave you value, hit like and share it with someone who needs this today. For more inspiring and actionable content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join our journey to success. Remember, your success starts with one step. Why not take it today?